Hey y'all, so I wanted to make a quick video to answer the question, should I relocate as a single mom? I get this question a lot. Single moms, they watch my videos and then they will inbox me and they will be like, well, should I relocate as a single mom? My take on it, if you want to relocate, I don't think you should allow being a single mom to stop you, because there could be some great blessings and some great opportunities on the other side of, your fear of the unknown, your fear of relocating, your fear of all the what ifs, that could go wrong. Well, what if it go right? So if you want to relocate, if that's what's on your heart, I don't think you should allow anything to stop you. I don't think you should allow fear to stop you. I don't think you should allow lack of resources to stop you. I don't think you should allow lack of support to stop you. Because one thing I've learned from being a single mom, I know many of you may have been a single mom longer than I have. I've been a single mom for 5 years. But one thing I've learned is that we as single moms, we know how to make things happen. We are critical thinkers. We find a solution to every problem. And I'm a firm believer that there is a solution to every problem. Any problem that we encounter, there's a solution. You may not get a solution right now, immediately, tomorrow, the next day, but there is a solution. In the Gospels, when Jesus said, keep knocking, keep seeking. Keep knocking, the door will be open to you. Keep seeking and you will find. Keep asking and it will be given to you. So keep knocking, asking God to give you a solution and to help you. Keep seeking for the answers that you need to overcome the obstacles that you have in front of you. And keep asking God, to help you and to give you the wisdom to get the resources that you need to relocate if you really want to relocate. So that's my answer. Yes, girl, if you want to relocate, if you think that you relocating will bring an abundance of life to you and your children, if you think that you relocating will, give you a fresh start, will open your eyes, will open your mind, then yes, why not? I don't think that you should put it off if it's going to better your life. I know so many times we fall into society and fall into, what others around us are saying. And if we don't know anybody who's done it, we're not going to do it because we don't think it can be done. But it can be done. Maybe you're the trendsetter in your family. Maybe you have to prove those naysayers wrong. Those doubters, you have to prove them wrong. Be different. Never be afraid to be different. Never be afraid to be bold and to do what other people say you shouldn't do. Like they say, single moms shouldn't relocate, with no support, no family in the new city because of this, because of that. They say single moms shouldn't and should do a lot of things. But who are they? They're not God. They can't give you the favor that God could give you. They are not the source who give all the resources, so you have to use your best judgment. Use your best judgment. Like for me, we were in Mobile, Alabama, and we were comfortable. We were comfortable where we was. We wasn't struggling or anything, but I knew that wasn't all to life. Like I knew that it was time to go. I just knew it. I knew that the time was then. So, I didn't waste any more time saying, well, I'm going to relocate, or I want to relocate, or I'm scared. I don't want to relocate because of this. I have this going on, so I can't. I found a way. I found a way on my own. Me and God, the two of us, we found a way. And, He's still making ways. Now, have I thought about moving back a couple of times? Yes, because one thing about it is when you do choose to relocate and you get to a new city, you're definitely going to have to find a way to make friends. So if you want to relocate because, you're having a problem in your current city making friends, or you don't know how to build relationships or get along with people, then sis, you may need to sit right there and learn, because In a new city, you are going to have to connect with people. Otherwise, you're going to become depressed. You're going to become lonely. You're going to need those social interactions, to move forward. And I'm not saying to depend on people, because you should never depend on people, but God put us here so that we can all interact and to be social towards each other, to push each other forward. We need each other. We're a big ecosystem. Everybody needs everybody. We need other people. I'm not saying you need the support of other people, but however the support of other people can, push you forward. It can motivate and encourage you to do what you need to do. If you have, let's say that one friend who's going to support and encourage you in times when you need, just a pep talk, when you're too weak to do it yourself. So yeah, when you go to a new city, you're definitely going to have to get out and meet new people, whether you go to church, whether you go to a meetup, whatever the case may be, whether you network online, you need interaction with people. You can't just be a hermit, or you're going to go back. You're going to move back because you don't have any relationships here. But other than that, yes, girl, again, if you want to relocate, go ahead and relocate, honey. Don't let anybody tell you what you cannot do as a single mom. They're not paying your bills. They're not helping you and your kids. They're not putting a roof over your head. They're not, controlling your mental. When those bills pass due, they don't call you and be like, you want me to pay a bill? When you wondering how you gonna pay that light bill because you working this dead-end job because the opportunities in your city is so limited. They ain't calling you saying, hey sis, I know you're a single mom, I know you need help with these bills. Do you want me to help you? Why would you allow their opinions and their stigmas on single moms to discourage you and to keep you stuck where you are, when God may have your blessing in that next city over, or that next state over? Anytime I think about, relocating, I always go back to Ruth in the Bible. If you haven't read Ruth in the Bible, the entire chapter, is such a good story, and it could teach us a lot about, being fearless, being selfless, just moving forward no matter what. But Ruth, she lost her husband. She was with her mother-in-law, and they wanted to move, to a new place for a fresh start. But, Ruth's mother-in-law tried to tell her, like, no, don't go. You stay back here so that you can remarry and have kids. But Ruth was like, no, I'm not. I'm going with you. I'm not separating from you. She was selfless in that area. She was like, I know that it's possible for me to have a better life here, but I'm going to go with you because, I don't want to leave you. And when it comes to us and relocating, and if you know that is what God is telling you to do, but you're refusing to do it, you're being selfish, because it's really not all about you, sis, especially when you have kids. You got to think about your kids. You got to think about their well-being. I know, things may seem like it's going good where you are because that's all you know. Our current city, our hometown where we've grown up at, that's all we know. And it's like once you leave there, your mind is open to, like, this is a big world with a lot of possibilities. Like, it's not one way to do things. It's not one place in this world where you can thrive and survive. So you got to think about your kids. It's not all about you. Think about, the people in your life who, if you obey God and be obedient and do what he's calling you to do, what he's placed on your heart, imagine how you can change their lives. So we got to be selfless instead of selfish. We can learn that from Ruth. So they went, along on their journey. So when Ruth got there, she knew that she had to provide for her mother-in-law. So as single moms, wherever we go, we still have to provide for our kids because we're the only ones providing for them. You know, we don't have a other half who's helping us provide for them. We're the sole provider, so we gotta provide for them, and we gotta make ends meet. We gotta do what we gotta do, and that's what Ruth did. Although she wasn't a mom, but she still had her mother-in-law who could not work anymore, and she knew she had to support her. So she went and did what she had to do. She went and picked up grain in the fields behind people who were dropping it. And back in those days, it was very degrading. Like, it was considered a low-level job. But she did it because she knew she had to provide. She never complained. She did what she had to do. So when you get to that new city, although I don't think you should move 10 to 20 hours away, and settle for a job where you're going to be making less than you're making now, unless it will sustain you and pay all of your bills, and unless you can see yourself moving up at that job. And if you have a plan that's going to get you out of that job, that's the only time you should go to another city or go to another state and take a job less than what you're doing. She went and she worked. She did what she had to do to provide. And the owner of the field took notice of her. When we go and do things without complaining, we do what we have to do, God take notice of us. He said, people may not see it, but God see it. But long story short, Ruth, she was bold. She did what she had to do. She worked. And she ended up marrying Boaz, the owner of that field. And she ended up, owning the field that she worked in. She ended up marrying into the bloodline of our Savior, Jesus Christ. Saying that to say this, God has a purpose for our life. If he's calling us to move to a different city or a different state, there is purpose in it. Nothing is by coincidence. Nothing is, done blindsidedly by God. It's all a journey. It's just one step closer to your purpose, what you're supposed to be doing here on this earth. It's really not about you. Really, we think it's about us, but it's really not. You may be raising the next king or queen, the next president of the United States, but in order for you to, cultivate and to advance him, you got to move, from where you at. You got to get from around those people. Sometimes those family members, sometimes those friends you got, sometimes, just the entire city, because, in some cities there is the people and are accustomed to, they're, crabs. And they don't do anything but hold you down, pull you down when you're trying to get out. So it's time for you to go. It's time for you to shoot them deuces. It's time for you to go. It's time for you to walk in your purpose. It's time for you to do what God has called you to do, and stop trying to figure it out. Stop talking about, well, when this happens, I'm going to move. Or, when this is right, I'm going to move. When God give me the 50,000 sign, I'm going to move. If you watching this video right now, it's because it's on your heart to relocate. And, I understand you trying to get, information from women, single moms who's already done it. But there got to come a time when the studying is over, You don't study forever. In school, you don't study forever. You study, you take the test, you graduate, and you go on to the next level. Ain't that's how it go? It ain't no different in life to me, So don't be stuck. What if Ruth would have stayed? We wouldn't even know about her story anymore. Just like her, she had a sister-in-law also. And when their mother-in-law told them to stay, her sister was like, all right, peace. I'm staying, I'm going back. I'm going to have me some kids. I'm going to marry again. Y'all can go ahead. I ain't got time for the unknown. I ain't got time to start over. And that was the last we heard of her. No purpose for her. So that, my beautiful moms, is my little rant for today. I talk about relocating because when I first did the relocation video on my channel, I was just trying to do content because I didn't really know that there was a lot of single moms who really wanted to relocate, but they either didn't know how, they didn't know how to execute a plan to relocate, or they don't know how to do the research to figure out where to relocate to, or they just don't know, and it's okay. If you just don't know, girl, I'm gonna help you get there. I'm helping single moms move, and stop being scared, and to be bold, and to walk in purpose. That is my mission. Whether that be relocating, whether that be starting your business, since we finna start thriving and not just settling and surviving. That is my purpose, that is my mission, and that is what I'm going to do. Okay? So, with that being said, check out my free ebook on thesinglemotherslife.com. Breaking up with your past and transitioning into your future. Check out that free ebook. Use the breakup method to break up with that city you in and transition to your new city, your new state, your new hometown. Break up with that relationship you in that you ain't supposed to be in, and transition to loving and healing yourself, and allow God to bring the right relationship to you. Okay, girl? I love y'all. And I told y'all I wasn't going to take that long to do another video. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later.